everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something that I know a lot of us struggle with. At least I know I do sometimes, and that is sifting through all the research, especially when it's stuck in PDFs.
Yeah, PDFs, those can be a real pain sometimes, that's for sure.
Right. So today we're going to talk about how to get through that.
Okay.
Specifically, we're going to be focusing on literature screening, converting to Markdown, and full text analysis.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so let's start with that first step, literature screening. We've done our search for articles. We have this giant stack of results. How do we even begin to narrow that down?
Well, the first step is looking at titles and abstracts.
Oh, okay, so just getting a quick first impression.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are these articles even in the right ballpark? Do they seem like they might be relevant?
Okay, so we're just skimming through looking for keywords that match up with our topic.
Exactly. You don't need to read the whole thing at this point. Just enough to see if it's worth a closer look.
Okay, and the source even mentioned that AI tools can help with this initial screening. Have you ever used any of those?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They can be a huge time saver. Imagine having an AI go through and highlight all the abstracts that mention your keywords.
Oh, wow. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it can really help you narrow down that initial pile of research.
So we've done our first pass with the AI. We have a smaller stack of articles that seem potentially relevant. What's next?
Well, then we do a relevance check. So for those articles that made it through the first round, we take a slightly deeper look. We might skim the introduction and conclusion to really see if it aligns with our specific scope.
So really making sure that we're investing our time in the articles that truly matter.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so we've made it through the literature screening process. We've identified those key articles we want to dive into.
Yeah.
But now comes the part that a lot of people dread dealing with PDFs.
Ah, yes, PDFs, the bane of a researcher's existence.
I know. They're not searchable. They're not easy to edit. It's a real struggle.
Yep, and they're definitely not AI-friendly.
Well, that's where Markdown comes in, right? The source talked about using Markdown specifically for research purposes.
Absolutely. Markdown is a much more flexible and user-friendly format. Plus, it plays really well with AI tools, which we'll get into later.
Okay, so how do we actually make that switch? How do we escape the PDF prison and enter the Markdown oasis?
Well, the source specifically recommends a tool called Marker. It's a command line tool that can batch convert PDFs to Markdown.
Okay. I'll admit, I'm not super tech savvy. Is this something that's easy to use?
Oh yeah, definitely. The source gives really clear instructions and it's pretty straightforward. Plus, they recommend using Anaconda to manage your Python environment, which makes installations super easy.
Okay, so Anaconda takes care of the technical setup. That's reassuring. So once we have Marker up and running, what's the actual conversion process like?
It's pretty simple, actually. You create separate folders for your PDFs and your output Markdown files. Then you just use a few basic commands to tell Marker what to convert. The source even explains how to do batch conversions so you can convert multiple files at once.
Oh, wow. So you can just point it at a whole folder of PDFs and let it do its thing.
Exactly. It's a huge time saver.
Okay, so we've screened our articles and we've converted them into a much more manageable format. It seems like we're ready to dive into that full text reading and analysis.
Yeah, we're all set. We've laid the groundwork. Now it's time to really get into the heart of those articles.
And I'm especially excited about this because the source hinted at using AI for full text analysis, which just sounds mind-blowing.
Yeah, AI can really take your research to the next level, but we'll save that exciting discussion for the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, you've got me hooked. I can't wait to hear more.
Me too.
All right, so we've escaped those PDF prisons. We've found this Markdown oasis. Now let's talk about AI for full text analysis. It really feels like having a superpower for researchers.
Yeah, it really does. We can move beyond just manually reading and summarizing, and we can start using AI to uncover these insights that might have gone unnoticed before.
Okay, so how does that actually work? How does AI help us analyze these Markdown files? What kind of superpowers are we talking about here?
Well, one of the most useful superpowers is text summarization. Imagine you're looking at this long research article. You feed it into an AI tool, and it gives you back this concise summary that highlights the key findings, the conclusions. It's like getting personalized Cliff's Notes for research papers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be amazing, especially when you're trying to get through a whole stack of articles. It's like having an assistant distill the essence of each one for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about saving time. It can actually help you make sure that you don't miss anything important. It can highlight points that you might have skimmed over if you were just reading it manually.
Oh, that's a good point. So it's like having this extra set of eyes, but these eyes are powered by really smart algorithms that can process information way faster than any human could.
Exactly. And another superpower AI brings to the table is theme extraction. It's kind of like having an AI create a concept map of a research paper. It highlights the main themes, the ideas, the arguments, and it helps you see the big picture.
Oh, that's cool. So it helps you understand how all the different concepts are connected.
Yeah, exactly. And then for those who work with quantitative data, there's another superpower, which is data extraction.
Okay, so what's that like?
So imagine you have all these research articles that are full of charts, tables, statistics.
Yeah.
Trying to extract all that data manually can take forever, but AI can automate that process. It can actually go through and identify and pull out specific data points from the text.
So it's like having an AI assistant go through and find all those numbers for you.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that all these features, they work together seamlessly. You can use them individually or you can combine them to get this really comprehensive understanding of the research.
Wow, so we're going from feeling totally overwhelmed by PDFs to feeling like we can actually get insights from all this research.
Yeah, it's about going beyond just reading and understanding the text and really extracting those insights, identifying patterns, uncovering connections.
Yeah, it's like we're turning these research papers into this treasure map, and AI is our guide to help us find all the hidden gems.
Exactly. And the best part is that these AI tools are becoming more and more accessible. A lot of them have free trials or freemium plans, so you can try them out and see how powerful they can be.
Okay, so anyone who's serious about research can use these tools to get deeper insights from what they're reading.
Definitely. And it's not just about efficiency, it's about making research more impactful. You can use AI to analyze full-text articles, uncover new connections, identify trends, generate hypotheses that you might not have even thought of before.
It's like opening up this whole new dimension of research where AI is like your partner helping you push the boundaries of knowledge and understanding.
Absolutely. And as AI technology keeps evolving, the possibilities for research are just going to keep expanding.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a researcher, that's for sure. This deep dive has really opened my eyes to what AI can do.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So what's the key takeaway for our listeners today? What do we want them to walk away with?
I think the main takeaway is that research doesn't have to be this daunting, time-consuming process. We can use the power of AI to streamline our workflow, gain deeper insights, and really unlock the potential of all this research that's out there.
So it's about empowering ourselves with the right tools and the right mindset to make the most of all this information.
Exactly. And never underestimate the power of curiosity and a willingness to explore.
Yeah.
That's what drives innovation and discovery.
So we talked about literature screening, right? Getting rid of all those articles that aren't relevant.
Right.
And then we talked about converting all those PDFs into this much more manageable format using Markdown.
Yeah.
So now how does all that get us ready for that full text reading and analysis?
Well, it's kind of like we've done all the prep work, we've gathered our ingredients. We've chopped them up nicely, and now we're ready to actually start cooking.
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So, we have these markdown files that are ready to go, and now AI can really shine in this analysis phase.
Okay, so how does that work? I mean, how can AI actually help us analyze these articles?
Well, think of it this way. We've given AI the perfect format. Markdown is really easy for AI tools to process. And one of the most powerful things it can do is summarize those long research articles.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that would be amazing.
Right. Imagine you have this 30-page paper full of jargon and complicated arguments. AI can take all that and condense it down to like a one-page summary hitting all the key points.
So it's like having an AI research assistant who can read all those long papers for me.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's not just about saving time, although that's a huge bonus.
Yeah.
It also helps you make sure that you don't miss any important details. It can highlight things that you might have skimmed over or overlooked if you were just reading it on your own.
So it's like having an extra set of eyes, but these eyes are super powered with these algorithms.
Exactly. And another cool thing AI can do is theme extraction.
Oh, okay. What's that?
So imagine you're reading a bunch of different articles on the same topic right now. And you want to see what are the common themes, what are the key concepts that keep coming up.
Yeah.
AI can do that for you. It can analyze all that text and pull out those themes. It's like creating a concept map of the research.
Oh, wow. So you can really start to see the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. And for those who work with quantitative data, AI can be a game changer for data extraction.
Data extraction, okay.
So think about all those research articles that are full of charts and tables and statistics.
Right.
Trying to pull out all that data manually can be a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure.
But AI can automate that process. It can go in and find those specific numbers, those percentages, those key findings.
So it's like having an AI assistant go through and do all that tedious data entry for you.
Exactly. And the best part is all these features, they work together. So you can combine them to get this really deep understanding of the research.
So we've gone from feeling overwhelmed by those PDFs to feeling like we can actually make sense of all this research.
That's the goal. It's about going beyond just reading and understanding and really extracting those insights, finding those connections and uncovering those hidden gems.
Wow, this has been so insightful. It's amazing to see how much AI can do for researchers these days.
Yeah, it really is transforming the way we do research.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing we want our listeners to remember?
I'd say the biggest takeaway is this. Research doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be this lonely, overwhelming process.
Yeah.
There are so many tools and resources out there that can help you, and AI is one of the most powerful.
So it's about finding the right tools and using them to make research more efficient and more impactful.
Exactly. And don't forget to stay curious. Keep asking questions, keep exploring.
Absolutely. So to all our listeners out there, we encourage you to try out some of these tools and techniques. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to reach out to experts if you need help.
Research is a journey, and we're all in this together.
That's right. And the more we share our knowledge and collaborate, the more we can all benefit.
That's a great point. Well, this has been another fantastic deep dive.
It has. Always a pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep researching, and we'll see you next time.